So this training we've been conducting for the last week has given us an opportunity to do test and evaluation serials for the Land 400 and Phase 2 Boxer Combat Reconnaissance Vehicle at Townsville Field Training Area. The training we've been doing for this last week is essentially allowing the drivers to conduct a variety of tactical tasks within the training area so they can start to understand the full capability of the vehicle and start pushing it to its limits, developing valuable experience and knowledge with the platform and the capability. So the training we've been conducting for this last week has allowed us to conduct the operational test and evaluation serials for the Land 400 Phase 2 Boxer Combat Reconnaissance Vehicle capability. Throughout this last week, we've been conducting a variety of tactical tasks and training serials that have allowed the soldiers to start develop some experience and understanding with the capability and testing it in quite a harsh and rugged environment. So the soldiers of the squadron responded quite well. They've managed to transition in the last 12 months to transition from ASLAV through the conversion courses and now out in the field with the reconnaissance variant of the Boxer Combat Reconnaissance Vehicle. The progression of training has been quite rapid, but the soldiers responded quite well, and over this past week we've well and truly proven they understand the capability and they've picked it up very rapidly, and they are moving forward, pushing this capability to its limits. So the Boxer Combat Reconnaissance Vehicle is far more capable, protected, lethal and enable than what the ASLAV could ever be. The armour protection is far greater, the cross-country mobility is far greater than what the ASLAV could ever be, and the turret, main gun and optic systems are far greater than what the ASLAV could ever be. So the Boxer Combat Reconnaissance Vehicle has far greater protection and far greater mobility than the ASLAV, which allows us to traverse similar terrain to what a tracked main battle tank can. And with the increased range of the gun, enhanced lethality, as well as the greater optics package and the turret, allows us to achieve some far greater standoff from our targets, which means we integrate at a far distant range from the tanks. We can so achieve standoff, we can hand over the fight and allow the tanks to carry on with the fight. So during this training week, we were hoping to give the soldiers as much time as possible to get into the car and use the platform in the training environment that Townsville Field Training Area allows. So this training area is a mixture of open and complex terrain. So it allows the soldiers to throw the vehicle around, understand the capabilities of the vehicle, see how safe and capable it really is through different types of terrain, but also to transition from what is quite safe terrain to quite open terrain, so they can practice their camouflage, concealment and their individual vehicle craft to really enhance and understand the capabilities that the Boxer Combat Vehicle gives us. So the Boxer Combat Reconnaissance Vehicle is a far more capable and protected, lethal and enable AFV than the ASLAV. The Boxer Combat Reconnaissance Vehicle under Phase 2 is now the first wave of many major projects for the Army to modernise the fleet, and being part of the test and evaluation, the introduction to use of the first of these vehicles alongside the infantry fighting vehicle, the main battle tank and future fires upgrades, it's quite a privilege, and it's very exciting to be part of this. So the Boxer Combat Reconnaissance Vehicle is far more capable, protected, lethal and enabled, and is on the way to being one of the greatest AFV technologies in the world. And it's a privilege to be part of the journey for the Boxer Combat Reconnaissance Vehicle introduction to use in the Australian Army. It shows the Australian Army is at the forward edge of AFV technology around the world.
So some of the things that I love about the new Boxer is the digital capability that it provides for us. The ability for the gunner to be able to scan his sector and the commander to be able to scan a whole another sector, and to identify targets by simply slewing onto that for the gunner and engaging them is probably one of the best capabilities that the Boxer provides for us. So I'm a Boxer CRV commander. Roger. So in a contact, the commander will identify a threat. He will align the gunner to that threat picture. The gunner then initiate into that contact. Whilst the gunner is initiating that contact, the commander has the ability to use the hunter-killer system to find multiple other targets within that area. Once the gunner has destroyed that target, the commander has the ability to slew him onto a new target and re-engage. Yeah, so the dynamic of the Boxer crew is quite good with utilising the digital sighting systems within the car. Gives the commander and the gunner and even the driver situational awareness around the vehicle at all times. The commander can be looking completely in another arc while the gunner is scanning to his left of arc. Gives the ability for everyone to have a good situational awareness. So Boxer to ASLAV, the biggest difference would be the digital sighting system and the digital capability. It's definitely going from analog to digital.